This side. Wait for it.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ମୋ voice ଠିକ ଅଛି ନା? ଠିକ ଅଛି।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tanvi, we will start exactly at 11. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Tanvi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I'm joining from my mobile, so I'm switching off the video.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, because in this laptop it is not working. I'm in the secretariat, so Wi-Fi is not working properly.
Okay. Can we start the program?
Tanvi, we can start because we have a lot of.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh,
Good morning, everyone. And as we celebrate the 75th year of Indian independence, I welcome you all to the Vigyan Utsav, a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. At the same time, a special welcome to all the women out here in this platform today as we celebrate this month, the International Women's Day. Today's theme, we, we will be hearing discussions on women in science and technology and sense and technology for women. So without any further delay, I would like to request our respected Director, Madam Kimnei Sangsan, to kindly provide the welcome address for today's program and set a tone to today's program. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Tanvi. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be with you all today. I see all the empowered women. Our theme, Women in SNT and SNT for Women. So today we are really happy that this month, as it is Women's Day, we have this special theme especially for women. A very warm welcome to all of you to this Vigyan Utsav as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We have just celebrated International Women's Day on 8th March with the theme Break the Bias. And at Aztec, we had a wonderful celebration. And so our theme for today's month is also about women's role, that is women in SNT and SNT for women. And today we have with us esteemed women speaker, our respected Dr. Jayanti Chutia, Madam, former Director IASST, who is also very dear to us in STEC. She is our member of our Executive Council. Mrs. Aitri Barua, founder and director Webcom India. Dr. Kalyani Medhi, senior scientist, Women Technology Park, Nice Jorhat. And we have Miss Aparupa Thakuria, DST Women Scientist A. Dr. Madhulekha Gogoi, DST Women Scientist A. Very delighted to have such distinguished women with us on this occasion. So, really a warm welcome to all of you. We are all individually responsible for our thoughts and our actions all day and every day. We can break the bias in our community. We can break the bias in our places. We can break the bias in our schools, colleges, and universities. Whether deliberate or unconscious, bias makes it difficult for women to move ahead. Let us all together unitedly break the bias. I'm talking about breaking the bias because it was the theme of Women's Day. So, and also gender equality has been one of the most debated topics till now. Women deserve equal rights and opportunities as men. Yet there have been many challenges that the women had to face regularly. Contribution of women in any field has been as progressive as men, but somehow their contributions are not appreciated or have been forgotten with time. There are many women who have contributed to science and technology. Like we have Kadambini Ganguly, Anandi Gopal Joshi, Anna Mini, Rajeswari Chatterjee, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, Kalpana Chawla, and many more. Many scholars and policy makers have noted that the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics have remained predominantly male, with historically low participation among women since the origin of these fields in the 18th century. But now, since time has changed, women are now contributing to science and technology. Not only are they contributing, they are now being known for their work. Today, we are also very happy that we don't have any male speakers. We all are distinguished esteemed speakers are women, including the anchor, including the director of ESTEC. So this shows that women are also no less in the field of science and technology. So I'm very proud today. We should be all proud to be a woman, and maybe in the near future, whatever inequalities like gender inequalities which is predominant will be erased, and women will be appreciated and praised for their hard work, whether they do it at their workplace or at their home. So, with this, I welcome each and every one of you, especially my heartiest welcome to the men folk who are here, because seeing the female participation, the speakers, many would think that today is another Women's Day and they might not participate. But it's not like that. Today's theme is women in SNT and SNT for women, and that goes for everyone too. So once again, thank you so much, and wish you all a very successful webinar. And best of luck to all our women scientist speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. At the same time, I would like to request all our esteemed participants today to please keep their microphones turned off mode so that whatever the speaker has to say, we can absorb all of it. Today, we are really proud to have among us Dr. Jayanti Chutia, former Director, Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology. Dr. Jayanti Chutia is an Indian physicist who specializes in solid-state physics and plasma physics. She was among the first women to have headed scientific institutions in India when she became the director of the Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology in Guwahati, Assam, which is the first major research institution in Northeast India. She is a fellow of National Academy of Sciences. She is an emeritus scientist at the Department of Science and Technology in the Government of India. She entered the field of plasma physics at the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad and then joined the Institute for Plasma Research in Gandhinagar. She then returned to the Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology as a faculty member and set up the Plasma Physics Laboratory. We are not only proud that an Indian woman has achieved so much, but also, Madam, you have set a milestone for all of us. We are really proud of you. So now I request Dr. Jayanti Chutia, Madam, to deliver the keynote address for today's program. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Honorable Director, ESTEC, dignitaries, scientists present, and my dear students. It's my great pleasure to deliver this keynote address on the theme Women in Science and Technology and Science and Technology for Women on the occasion of celebrating Vigyan Utsav as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To begin with, I would like to tell that no society can reach its potential when half of its population is kept out of constructive and creative activities and professions. Swami Vivekananda once said that men and women are like two wings of a bird. To fly high in the sky, both wings are equally important. The beauty of the world is mostly from symmetry and harmony between men and women. The role played by Indian women in different fields of science and technology is remarkable, even though they are few in numbers. The achievement of the women scientists from the ancient times has been the source of inspiration for the young generations in each age. In Vedic age, Lilavati, daughter of great mathematician Bhaskar Sharya, was taught mathematics by her father about 1,000 years ago. Other great names of women scientists in ancient India are Gargi the philosopher, then the astronomer Khana, etc. In medieval era, the status of women was substantially lower, and if any women came up with scientific fields, it was because of her higher status in the society. Although pure science and mathematics actually emerged at the beginning of the 17th century, but education facilities for women began to improve only in the 19th century, when the work of a scientist was recognized by the scientific community. A social change was brought during the British rule, and modern education for women was started in the middle of the 19th century. Women were allowed to study science, but very few women got support from their family for acquiring higher education. Anandibai Joshi, I will give some examples. Anandibai Joshi was the first woman doctor of India from a foreign university of America, and she took this degree in 1889. But she succumbed to her disease, tuberculosis, and she was then only 22 years old. On the other hand, her cousin, Pandita Ramabai, went to England to study medicine, and she was a great scientist and also a social worker. Kadambini Bosho, already few of them were mentioned by the director in her address. So I will just elaborately tell some of them. Then Kadambini Bosho Ganguly, she was the first female physician of South Asia and who had the graduate degree from Bengal Medical College in 1886. And she had to overcome opposition from some members of teaching staff of the college itself and also other sections of the society. However, she went to UK for higher education by the inspiration of her husband. In Mumbai Grand Medical College, there were 18 female medical students when it was in 1886. After independence, percentage of women students gradually began to increase. And simultaneously, a good number of scientific institutions were also set up, and science education for women in the universities also grew up. Renowned women scientists in different fields made achievements against all odds, and despite the unfavorable socioeconomic conditions, they worked very hard. As for example, let E.K. Janaki Ammal, she had her BSc degree from Queen Mary's College, then did her master's degree in 1925, BSc in 1931 from Michigan University. And she was a renowned botanist and plant cytologist. Her work on sugarcane and bamboo was pathbreaking. And she was a member of Indian National Science Academy and also one of the authors for monumental work, which is very famous, Chromosome Atlas of the Cultivated Plants. Then Iravati Karve is another lady, renowned. She was a renowned anthropologist. She received her PhD from Berlin University in 1930. We should think that in those old days, they had to acquire their degrees from foreign countries. She was awarded Sahitya Akademi Award for her book Yuganta. Then Kamala Sahani was the first lady director of Institute of Science in Mumbai. She was the first woman to be admitted in Indian Institute of Science by the then director, who was a Nobel laureate, that is no other than Sharna C.P. Raman. She was actually invited to Cambridge, UK, and she worked there under Robin Hill, who is a famous scientist about cytochrome. And when she came to India, her research field was concentrated on nutritious aspect of legume and other fruits. Then Anna Mane is the only woman scientist who worked at C.V. Raman about ozone radiation. And ultimately, she became the Deputy Director General of Observatories in Delhi. Then Kamal J. Ranadive contributed a lot in the Cancer Institute. She was the founder of the first tissue culture laboratory in India, which was at the Cancer Research Institute. And she also founder of Indian Women Scientist Association. That is a very big job. She was awarded Padma Bhushan in 1982. Then another award, the prestigious Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award it was established in 1958 and in honor of CSIR founder director S.S. Bhatnagar. And since then, almost this award actually was given to 400 scientists with this award. But for women, it has gone only 15 times. So big difference. Dr. Ashima Chatterjee was the first woman who received this prestigious award in 1981. She was in chemical science and she became the Akhoira professor in chemistry in Calcutta University, and which is a very rare honor to a woman. Dr. Chatterjee built up an active school of advanced study and research in chemistry of natural products. She was also a fellow of INSA and first female scientist to be elected as General President of Indian Science Congress Association. That is another path-breaking thing. And after Ashima Chatterjee, two other women scientists, Archana Sharma and Manju Sharma, were elected President of Indian Science Congress in 1986 and 89 and 1998 respectively. Archana Sharma was awarded Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, J.C. Bose Award, FCCI Award, Birbal Sahani Medal, and honored with Padma Bhushan in 1984. She authored 8 books and edited the journal Nucleus. Then Manju Sharma was recipient of S.S. Bhatnagar and few other prestigious awards. And Dr. Sharma was the Secretary of Biotechnology Department of Government of India from 2004 to 2010. She was the secretary actually of that department, and no women's secretary was there before her. Dr. Bimla Buddhi, an eminent plasma physicist from PRL, did her PhD under Nobel laureate Professor S. Chandrasekhar. She was fellow of National Academy of Science, and American Physical Society, which is a rare honor. She achieved significant work on space and astrophysical plasma. So the women have been contributing to different fields, medical science, biotechnology, nanotechnology, modern time, and etc., and other general fields also. But this is the only short list. It is of the prominent women scientists in India, but it is not exhaustive, because I have to tell about science and technology for women also. Science and Technology for Women is a special scheme of DST targeting women in the country. The main objective is to promote research and development along with technology application, so that the quality of life and working condition of women, especially the rural, backward, and interior places, if they are from those places, their conditions of life should be improved. So they have to take some developmental work, such as R&D for agricultural technology. It's actually why this development is needed, because to increase the productivity and reduce the drudgery of the women, then to minimize the occupational hazards of women in domestic, agricultural work and industries. Design and fabrication of improvement of equipment, accessories, tools, and machinery used by women in different occupations. As you know that all machineries are developing in every age, and modern, even nowadays, the artificial intelligence is coming. So they should be adapted to those technologies which are coming in the age. Then upgradation of traditional skills for utilization of available local resources. To create the environment that enhances their success in science and technology, with related skill training, so that they can develop their own skills and consider a future in science and technology. So, if you go for this IT industry, then what happened in Indian IT industry, the women account for more than 40%. It's a very good thing. In the software industry also, the ratio of women are now increasing, and in the last decade, it is touching up to 40%. So women are now attracted into the high-power technology jobs. But one thing we have to think over, that although women IT workforce is very good, only a few women reach the highest positions, like CMD, CEO, director, etc. At the senior levels, if we compare, then only 7 to 8% of the workforce are women. The number of women engineers and technologists indicates positive trends that more and more women are going for engineering courses. But men always outnumber women. And most of the women strongly feel that the support and encouragement of parents in the early days and in-laws after marriage influence women's decision on their career. It is also realized that the elite, educated, and upper middle class women in urban areas receive access to education and opportunity. The women in the poor and rural communities are mostly bypassed by the women's movement during the last decades of 20th century. Working in the IT industry gives a sense of recognition in the society. Women also prefer to work in IT industry. Sometimes it happens that many women have to sacrifice their job or the high positions in their job as they are attached to household affairs, childbirth, then rearing of children and taking care of children's education, etc. Then family, health, maternity aspects are some of the factors for women not advancing at the same rate as men. Many scholars and policymakers have noted that the field of STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, have remained predominantly male with historically low participation of women. So gender analysis of use of technology reveals a historically unequal power relationship between men and women. It shows that men are more adept to using technology. But the involvement of women in sciences, engineering, and technology is very essential, which will benefit the society as a whole and increase the women's efficiency in carrying out the productive work and other tasks. So with these words, I would like to conclude my keynote address. Thank you.
Tanvi,
Yes, sir.
yes, please continue.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're continuing.
No, I have already finished.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Madam,
A little sorry for the delay. Actually, I got a call from one of my colleagues regarding regarding this program only. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening keynote address, and it has really given us insight into the stronghold of women in science and technology and the ways ahead. I thank you, ma'am. Now we have among us Dr. Kalyani Medhi, scientist, CSIR Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Jorhat. She completed her PhD in biotechnology and master's in agriculture. Her research interests are research and development management, plant breeding, and plant molecular biology. She was involved in various projects like study on infrastructure availability in Northeast region of India for innovative research on medicinal plant resources, plant microbe, and soil interaction. She has a total of 13 publications. Madam, we welcome you to address the role of Women Technology Park in empowering women through inputs of science and technology. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Tanvi. Namaskar, everyone, respected dignitaries in the forum, student, ladies and gentlemen. So being a woman associated with science and science dissemination. It is my privilege to be a part of this program. So I would like to share a few slides with you regarding science and technology intervention in Northeast India from CSI needs through different programs, including Rural Women Technology Park. So I'd like to share. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, women empowerment, why this question always raised? Actually, it is because till now in 22nd century also, we are, as a woman, we are lack of representation. Women are very, you will get very lower proportion of representation in every field, including it may be politics, sports, defense, or whatever it is. So this question is arises because in this time also we are struggling to be a part of, fair part of women representation in these fields, in every field we can say. And this women empowerment give us to realize some of the facts like that, like this gender equality we need because it is not a moral issue, it is more than moral issue, it is a vital economic issue.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you just full screen the slide? Full screen the
Yeah.
slides. Can you just full screen the slides?
It is already full screen in my that one.
Okay. Ma'am, then you. It
Can I
is full
stop
screen.
sharing and share it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
You
I
can
will
do
share
one
it
thing.
again.
Okay.
Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So gender equality is a vital economic issue rather than a moral issue. If we consider Northeast population regarding gender, and we will see something very interesting because in compared to the other part of the country, in Northeastern states, the female and male ratio is almost 50-50. So for Northeast to be economically viable, we have to be part of the economic system. We have to harvest the potentiality of every individual living in this region to its maximum level by breaking the stereotypes. Stereotypes means for example, if someone is chosen by he has chosen the work that is selected by the society, he may not be capable of giving to its maximum potential, but if it is chosen by his own choice, then definitely he will give it to the maximum. So we have to be careful on that. So we have to break the stereotype. Second, next is the country with higher gender equality also experience unequal distribution of human development. And human development is one of the most important thing in any advancement of science and technology, economy, and as well as the society. So empowering as women as economic, political, and social actor can change policy choices more representative of a wider range of population. So only a part cannot represent all the population in the society. So women participation is most important. And here science and technology intervention play an important role in empowering women and bringing the gender equality. So how? I will give some example. So if we consider 4 to 5 decades from this time, then a woman in a rural community, even in the urban, cannot imagine of going out for a work for earning. She will work for the family, so that means there are certain limitation. At that time, there is limited electricity, water supply, and like our household appliances, electrical appliances were not there, so their work load is more. So at that time, they cannot imagine of going out to do something to earning for the family. Now, science and technology has make our life so comfortable that we can now go out for work also. And it has, now we have most modern mechanized kitchen appliances to other appliances like dishwasher, like washing machine. All these appliances are there, which make our work easier. And the women are mostly in health condition also. There are improvement because of science and technology intervention. And the sanitary napkin as well as diapers, what the children use, are one of the most important intervention, I think, is in changing the women's lifestyle nowadays. And women are coming towards work front more and more. So how basically science and technology, they are addressing the problems like minimizing occupational hazard for women. They are also upgrading the traditional skills. Whatever skill we have for mechanization, it is becoming easier. Also, science and technology intervention, it can be more compatible to the women to work, as women are considered to be physically a little bit weaker. So mechanization help them to work more. And otherwise, design, fabrication, and improvement of equipment, accessories, tools, and machinery. But I told in our kitchen to other in factories also, it is applicable. So these things has the blessings of science and technology to the society, to the women especially, help the women to come out and do some good work for the society and help in economic growth of the country. So if we consider women entrepreneurship in Assam and Northeast, there are some conditions. If we consider the blessings of nature on Northeast, then we have certain things like we have to be very much thankful to the nature, because here we have blessed with many advantages, like lesser population density compared to the other part of the country. We have higher land holding per person, that is semi-medium, but there is one disadvantage also, because we have fragmented land. While we come to the entrepreneurship development, it is mostly the contrast one, that is urban-based are more than the rural-based. And on the other hand, northern states accounts for only 4% of the total establishment by women in India. Means we are contributing only 4% total establishment in terms of business actually. And out of that, only 3.76% of employment provided by women entrepreneurs in the whole country. Means whatever the percentage provided, if the country provided 100%, then only 3.76% of women employment provided by Northeastern women. So this is a huge difference. We should work on it. And the other point is Assam account for 18% women entrepreneurs, as against a national average of 7.7%, which is a little bit higher. But in others, we have to, these are very small, medium and small enterprises. That's why this percentage is coming. There are certain pull and push factor behind every woman to come in front for entrepreneurship. Pull factors like ours to undertake venture with an inclination to start a business, and women out of family circumstances coming for business is a push factor. So here I will say something about CSI NIS first, because I'm talking about the activities which are taking place at CSI NIS through different programs for the women empowerment in Northeast. This is an institute we are celebrating Diamond Jubilee this year. It was established in the name of Regional Research Laboratory, In 2017, it was named as CSI Northeast Institute of Science and Technology. Actually, this is the one out of 38 such national laboratories all over the country, and which is the only laboratory in Northeast. And we have 2 branch laboratory. One is in Manipur, Imphal, and another one is Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Here this is a multi-area research laboratory, you can say. We have expertise in agrotechnology, computational modeling and data sciences, environmental studies, herbal formulation, bioremediation, earthquake seismology, geotechnology, soil and building material, organic, inorganic chemicals, oil field chemicals, etc. So what are the facilities we have for the women? So there are certain facilities where women can explore the technology. That is Rural Women Technology Park, which is specifically dedicated to the women empowerment. And other facilities are Steiner facility. We have Skill Development Center, and we have certain extension activities like CSI Aroma Mission, CSI Floriculture Mission, where also women can participate in a larger way. And we have, and for the young enthusiastic entrepreneurship, we have Bioness Bio Incubator facility. We have sophisticated testing and analytic facility to aid their entrepreneurs or their business. And one most important thing is that we have about 1 to 20 successful technologies which already been transferred, and about 60% are successful. So they have a choice to select from out of these technologies. Means from higher ends to lower ends, whatever they want to do. So another one is that we have a role in human resource development too. So the first one facility is the Rural Women Technology Park. It's a project which was funded by Science for Equity, Empowerment and Development Division of TST. The objective of the program was to developing a common platform for women entrepreneurs development through dissemination of suitable technology, organizing awareness, training, skill development program for motivating rural women to become entrepreneur, provide or disseminate sustainable technology based on available natural resources and waste or byproduct of this region, creating individual women entrepreneurs, women cooperative, women self-help group, women joint liability group to become a formal business entity and provide post and market linkage and other business opportunity also. So the Rural Women Technology covers the whole Jorhat district, which covers about 32 villages and 7 blocks. And this is some population status is given. So we are, apart from this Jorhat district, we are also giving awareness and skill training to the 3 of the aspirational districts, Baksa, Dorong, and Udalguri, which has been identified by Government of India as aspirational district. We have installed facilities for this 8 technology, and we provide training, awareness, and skill development for this technology. So this plan of work is, first we do for awareness, we go to the villages, we invite people also to aware about the facility, we motivate them, then the motivated one come for the training, then we demonstrate, and then we let them to do it by themselves so that they can develop skill and do the business. So the center was inaugurated by Padma Bhushan Dr. T. Ramaswamy sir, the former secretary of DST during May 2019. So these are some of the facility we have installed. Actually, after the starting of the project itself, there was a COVID, that one pandemic that slowed down our progress of the project. Still, we have done a number of projects. So we visited during the first year, we do a number of awareness training and by visiting different places. During COVID also, we go for awareness on COVID as well as on our technologies, and there are different numbers of beneficiaries. And one of our beneficiaries, she has started producing liquid deodorant here itself by utilizing the facility and doing the market. Now she is trying to actually establish the market, And there are a number of multiple programs, like our 8 technologies are there. So interested people come and we train them likewise. So these are some of the photographs of the awareness program. Then demonstration is going on, hands-on training, you can say. So in rural, we used to go to the village also to make aware about the facility. So these are some of the product that are produced at the RWTP. So one of our entrepreneur, Mrs. Bula Bhorali, she has started this liquid deodorant product. So she's doing marketing locally. So another facility we have is the Science and Technology Intervention for NER, which is a Ministry of Donor funded project and looking after by the NEC. And we are implementing agency. And it has hub and spoke mode. The hub is at CSIR NIST and spoke, one of the spoke already established at Nagaland. We are proposing other spoke in other northern states also. It is verbally already approved, but we are likely to implement it within next financial year. So the objective of the Steiner project is to provide area-specific need-based technology demonstration, training, incubation, technical support, skill training to the farmer, artisan, entrepreneurs, etc., and providing innovative solution if required. So here, I think women can also come and participate because these all are mechanized one, and there are some dedicated technology for women also, like weaving with jacquard loom. So this can be utilized. Mushroom cultivation, we are providing training also. So there are some training programs, skill development activity under this, like orchid multiplication, bamboo-based craft and other product development training. Then beekeeping, mushroom, vermicomposting, handmade paper, where women can easily participate. So likewise, natural fiber like banana fiber, pineapple fiber, we are how to make product out of them, how to extract them. These technologies are there. And as I told, jacquard weaving, and also there is an opportunity for go for poultry farming and layering, etc. So women can participate. We have the skill development center. This skill training has started by this institute in early 80s itself. So now these are registered under National Skill Development Council. We have different programs like basic training program, welding, fitting, plumbing, and weaving, which is particularly for the women, and it is qualification is 8 pass. So there is not much qualification is needed. So every woman who have little experience on weaving can participate. We have done actually extensively on this skill development. So we are here also under Steiner also we do, and in through a skill program, we used to visit villages, we form clusters, join liability groups, so that we can also facilitate them to take loans from like bank like NABARD, IDBI, like that. So there are hundreds of weavers who are taking loans from them after training from NIST, and they are now making profit. And there is one NGO also in Jorhat, Snehapat. They are doing a very good work. They are taking the marketing responsibility, and they have created one logo also called Mohua. So it is online also, it is available in Mohila Hut. So they are getting a good business. Likewise, we have some advanced training program also, so this CNC training. So these are program for the little bit higher qualified one. So apart from that, we have some mission programs where women can also participate. I hope, like HCSI aroma mission, where we propagate aroma crops like citronella, lemongrass, pachauli, camperia. They can go for cultivation. If there are more number of farmer or women in a cluster form, we can provide the distillation unit also. The training and other thing we provide free of cost. Planting material also in the initial stage. There are another program, CSF Floriculture Mission. This is a newly started program. So here in Jorhat district, that women are participating. They are doing flower cultivation in a commercial way, which is very lacking in this region. Although we are very much rich naturally, but commercially, we don't know how to market, how to produce, how to grow. Because if one or two farmers are there, there will be no business. If there are in a cluster of farmers doing business, flower, then there will be some other intervention also. Value-added products can also be developed, produced, training can be given, and these are the mandate of this floriculture mission. We are also integrating apiculture into this floriculture. So these are some of the boxes we are keeping in the field, and this can be easily done by women also. So there are nothing, we give training how to multiply these boxes, colonies, that boxes can also be produced at a low cost. These are some of the intervention made by CSI NIST. So we have certain analytical facility. If someone is doing her business, want to test her product, we have about 220 different testing analytical facility. They can check our internet. This is our website. For more information, they can visit www.neist.rs.in. So this is all. Thank you. So if any question or any query I can address.
Are there any queries or any questions for Madam Dr. Medhi? I hope we can discuss this at the end of the session as well. Madam, thank you very much for your data-driven presentation and also for tapping the potential and letting us know about what is the potential of the women in economic, political, and social sectors of Northeast region as well as India. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation.
For the background noises, because there is some construction going on. We are celebrating Diamond Jubilee, so there is a noise I can.
But ma'am, we didn't hear any noise.
Oh, it's okay then.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Our next talk will be on empowerment of women entrepreneurs to shape the digital future of Assam by Mrs. Atri Borua Thikedat, founder and director, Webcom India. So, Madam Borua has already broke the bias in a totally man-dominated IT industry and carved out a niche for herself. Mrs. Atri Borua Thikedat holds a bachelor degree in computer science from Manipal Institute of Technology, Karnataka, and a master's degree in business administration from Central Queensland University, Australia. She signed off from Hewlett Packard Private Limited in Singapore to start her own company, which is Web.com India Private Limited in 1999, one of the Assam's reputed software companies. She is also an academic council member of Assam Women's University, Jorhat. She has been involved with startup community in various capacities like mentoring and being a jury member in several pitches. We are very proud to have you among us today. Madam, over to you for your deliverance.
Thank you so much for having me here today. A very good morning to everyone. It is indeed a very pertinent topic we're going to discuss today, the empowerment of women entrepreneurs to shape the digital future of Assam. As our previous panelists have already mentioned, India has the largest percentage of female STEM graduates in the world, which is, to my mind, quite likely, because most Indian parents, when we were growing up, when I was a young girl, would want, if the child was reasonably okay in academics, would go into medicine or engineering. Things haven't changed too much now. If you're slightly bright, your parents their first choice would be to have you as an engineer or a doctor. But having said that, we have so many graduates in STEM. According to a recent report, there's only 34% of women working in the technology sector, IT sector. Now, I'm going to restrict my talk to the IT sector because that's my sector. So, now why is this? I have been in the IT sector for the last 22 years when I started my company. I wasn't aware of any other woman-led technology sector, technology company in Assam, in this region. 22 years later, I am yet to encounter, there may be, but I haven't encountered any women-led technology company. So which is a concern, and I'm glad that initiatives like this are being taken up, because this has to change. Women play a key role. The women, when a woman is, we have seen, the statistics have shown that women-led companies have shown better revenues. They have outperformed some of the other companies. They bring in a different mindset. They bring in their unique ideas. So diversity in the workplace is very, very critical. Going forward, there has to be more percentage of women stepping in. Now, coming to today's topic, why is it that there are such few women in the work, in the technology entrepreneurial space? There are women, like 34% in technology, working for companies, but tech entrepreneurs, women tech entrepreneurs are very, very negligible. From my experience and from what I've seen, I think the primary reason for this is that technology, being a tech entrepreneur, is perceived as a man's domain. There's a gender bias. As a young girl, when I came into the sector, I had a hard time being taken seriously. It was just like, what does this girl know about technology? So for all the women listening in, for the young girls who want to become tech entrepreneurs, I would say that please continue to do what you do. If you're good at what you do, your work will have to speak for itself. It will speak for itself, so you don't have to worry about that. As you continue to work wholeheartedly, perseveringly, you will be taken seriously and you will succeed. Now, another important roadblock is access to capital. There are women who pass out, who graduate very well, they're ready to become tech entrepreneurs, but access to capital is an issue. Now, access to capital, earlier to have, to get a bank finance, to get a financial institution to support you, you would need a collateral for your loan. Now, often families are a little hesitant, or the women themselves are a little hesitant to ask their families for that collateral, because entrepreneurship is always a risk. And nobody wants to take such a big risk, taking a collateral, your family asset, pledging it to the bank, taking a loan. What if your venture doesn't work out? So that was also a big hindrance. But now, with so many schemes, so many government initiatives, startup policies coming up, that hassle of collateral is gone. So women are able to take bank finance, financial support from financial institutions to start their ventures. But I think awareness needs to be created. There's a lot of, there are a lot of schemes and facilities available, but the women are unaware. So sensitization on a massive, massive scale needs to be undertaken. Along with skill development, the access to capital, that there is capital available, there are institutions willing to help, that needs to be driven home, that point, how you can access capital. Along with skill training, the way to get, you can access the capital, but if you just go up to a bank saying, I want this much, you're not going to get it. You have to have proper financial, your plans in place, your business report in place. So that is another area where there's a lot of intervention is required. You may be highly skilled in what you do, but if you don't know how to put together a project report, you can't understand the basic finances of a business, it will be very difficult for the institutions or to lend you money. It's okay to take the money, but you still need to pay back your interest. You still need to, run your business. You still need to ensure financial part of it is very, very important. Often I see, the skilling is done by the financial literacy, the financial expertise or awareness required to run a business is slightly, can be improved. So which is why a focus needs to be put in there. And a lot of support is required from a woman to become an entrepreneur, not just in tech, in any sector. You need your family support. You need, not only just financial support, you also need emotional support. As women, we have a lot of additional responsibilities of looking after our children, our families, our husbands, our fathers, our mothers, in-laws, all of it. So as responsible women, we are the backbones of our families, and it is our responsibility to ensure that all these we take care of these responsibilities. But having said that, we women often have to take a break from work for motherhood, and it's difficult to get back into the workforce. So this is where entrepreneurship is a good option, because you can, while you're at home tending to your young children, you can also take up entrepreneurial. You can start an entrepreneurial venture, and in the tech sector, where it's not so capital intensive. So it's a good way to get in. If you're at home, you have to be home because your children are young. So tech entrepreneurship is a good avenue to look into. And for the women who want to get back into the workforce, times have changed now. There is extended maternity leave. There are provisions for children, the creches in the work area, so daycare facilities. There's the option of working from home. So things have become a lot easier, and I'm hopeful that more and more women will get into the tech workspace. But a lot of extra push will be required for women to take up entrepreneurship, which is a completely different ballgame altogether. I think for a woman, for any entrepreneur to for a person to take up entrepreneurship, the fear of failure needs to go. So this fear of failure, I think, is the biggest hindrance for a person to take up an entrepreneurial venture. Because the fear is so high that if I become an entrepreneur and I fail, what will people say? People don't take it up at all. So I think this bias, this perception, if we can break, then a lot of women will come forward to become entrepreneurs. There should be boot camps organized at the school, college level, in the school levels also, telling them, giving them small projects, giving them a seed fund, telling them to generate ideas, work, do little entrepreneurial ventures, and if they fail, it's fine. The fact that failure is not bad has to be driven back. Has to be driven home. They have to. I see so many people. They have failed once, but they are unwilling to take up another venture because they are just so embarrassed by that failure. Well, I think it's completely wrong. If you failed one, that is a lesson. For that lesson, from whatever mistakes you've made, you have to take it as a lesson and start again. But that is something which I don't see here. In fact, in this region, we tend to be more and very, very critical of failure. So I think that is a big, big mindset we need to get over. Only if we keep trying, if we keep persevering, we fail, we learn, we try again, we are going to succeed. And that is the only way we are going to have more entrepreneurs. And another important thing is for us to have mentors. Women especially need mentors. And earlier, when I started my venture, there was no concept called mentoring. But now mentoring is very, very prevalent. And women must know that there is somebody who's there who she can reach out to. Often there are, as women, even when it used to happen to me earlier, we go for these tech seminars, events, I'm hesitant to ask a question. What if it's, if I say something wrong, what if people, because as is expected, it'll be completely male dominating with the dominating women there. So you would hesitate to ask a question. So I think that needs to go also. You should have no fear. I mean, if they want to laugh at me, that's fine. But if you have a doubt, you have to ask that question. And women must support women. Institutions, incubation centers must identify women who can come in as mentors. These young ladies must know that if they have a query, if they need some help, there should be another person they can reach out to for some friendly advice, some guidance. So that is very, very important. Often, as professors and incubation centers, they do a great job. But then when there's an entrepreneur on the ground who's done the same thing, made the same mistakes, has learned from that mistakes, that entrepreneur is going to give you practical inputs, maybe which was overlooked, by other people. So that is very important. Strong mentoring networks need to be built to facilitate entrepreneurship. This fear of failure needs to go. That can only go with perception and mindset change. More and more discussions with entrepreneurs, more and more people telling them it's fine to fail, learn, make your mistakes, come back on, and take risks. Entrepreneurship is always a risk. With risk taking comes failure, with failure comes lessons, and then you become successful. So these are I just want to reiterate these points again, breaking the bias of women not being not equal to men. So that has to go. There are several good schemes available. Sensitization, extensive sensitization needs to be undertaken so that women are aware that such things are available. Strong mentoring networks need to be developed so that they have someone to reach out to. Families need to come forward and support their wives and daughters and mothers to pursue their entrepreneurial ventures. And peer coaching. You can learn a lot, not just from your senior mentors, but also with people around your peers. So peer mentoring, you learn from one another. You organize boot camps. You can have exchange programs with different universities or colleges. So there's children, girls from different organizations interact and share different points of view. And have leadership talk sessions, bring in more and more people who talk to the girls, inspire them, enable them to think of taking up entrepreneurial ventures in technology. So I think that's all I have to say about. Those are my points of view about how to increase entrepreneurs in the tech sector, women entrepreneurs in the tech sector in the Northeast. If anybody would like any questions or would like me to clarify anything, I'd be happy to do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Meanwhile, if somebody has anything to ask or any clarification or any question from Madam Borua, please put it forward. However, we also have a 2-minute short video. So I would request my colleague Shubhankar to play the video. Shubhankar?
Yes.
Can you just play the video?
Yeah.
It's not audible. Shubhankar, the video is not audible.
Sorry, everyone. Maybe there is some sort of technical glitch. I'll try to solve this. I think we can continue with our event. Then later we can play this video.
Okay then, Shubhankar. So I would like to thank Madam Borwa for such a wonderful deliverance, wherein she shed light on entrepreneurship, tech entrepreneurship, and at the same time, she has put together in a nutshell all the elements which is required to be a successful entrepreneur, to be fearless, and mostly for a woman to stand out in this field. Thank you so much, Madam, for the wonderful deliverance. Next, we have in line innovation in nanotechnology, women contribution so far by Dr. Madhulekha Gogoi. Dr. Madhulekha Gogoi is a Department of Science and Technology Women Scientist A at CSIR NAST. She did her master's and PhD from Tezpur University in the field of multifunctional nanosystems. She has several publications, which includes applications of quantum fluorophores for bioimaging applications to use of indigenous plants in traditional healthcare systems. We are very happy to have Dr. Madhulika Gogoi among us. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Tanvi, for the nice introduction. Yeah, a very good afternoon to all the dignitaries present in this forum. Yeah, so myself Madhulekha, and I work as a women scientist in CSR NAST. So at the very onset, I would like to put my sincere gratitude to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to speak in this forum. And also, I would like to wish a very happy Women's Day. Recently, we have celebrated on 8th March. So, gender equality, the theme of this year's, Women's Day celebration in science and technology is, if we see the ratio between the male and female is very huge in science and technology. But with the initiative by, in basically we are taking about India, that is the government of India, the new schemes for the women with a break who wants to come back to science, pursue career in science. So schemes are available, and with some new government policies, relax, a relaxable tenure for a time for new mothers and new couples, and also this maternity policies will help more women to engage in the science and technology field in future. So with this positive note, actually we would like to celebrate this year's Women's Day, even this Women's Day month. Okay. Now coming to my presentation, I would like to share my slide first. My slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So coming to today's topic, that is innovation in nanotechnology, women contribution so far. Before going to the depth of this, presentation, I would like to understand the difference between two very confusing words. That is invention. Another one is innovation. So for this, I would like to take the example of two very famous personalities of recent times. So on my upper hand, that is Steve Wozniak, and who is actually he is an engineer and who has designed and constructed, that is Apple One and Apple Two, one of the most basic first personal computers used by us. And then on my lower side, that is none other than Steve Jobs, and who is he is an entrepreneur, we can say businessman, and he actually inspired millions of people throughout the world to purchase Apple items and Apple products through his excellent marketing skills. So whenever we think about Apple, whose name come to our mind first? He is Steve Jobs. So is this a story of a poor inventor versus an innovator, which is who we can say parasite? But it's not. Actually, innovation is that invention which has been successfully presented to the masses and sold on the market. So means order to be an innovation, that invention has to be sold in the market. So that only it will become an innovation. So where by this we can say that inventor is the father of invention, whereas the entrepreneurs are the father of innovation. But sometimes it is one and the same person. And the perfect example of this one and only person is Thomas Alva Edison, who is the inventor of phonograph, electric light, record player, and many more to it. And also he became the innovator. How he established his own farm, he patented his products, he got grant of those products in US. Then he commercialized his inventions by selling his products to the highest bidder. So then, after understanding this thing, now we are coming to nano. So this is the most hyped research in science and technology in recent times. That is nanometer. Nanometer is the 1 billionth of a meter. So if we see in this scale range, that is my extreme right, this is the 1 meter scale where we can place in adult human, because the height of an adult human ranges from say 1 meter to 2 meter. So if we slightly come towards the left side of the scale, to the next one, we can put a smartphone which length is around 20 centimeter. Then more to that, we can add the ants, which are tiniest thing, and whose length coming around 2 millimeter. And next to that is it's a reconstructed image of a human hair whose diameter comes around 100 micrometer. So after that, the tiny living organisms that we that inside our body, okay, that is called bacteria. If we place, so its length comes around 2 micrometer. So next to that is the deadly coronavirus. The scientists have measured the diameter of coronavirus in the range of 40 nanometer to 140 nanometer. And next to that, that is the extreme left of the scale range. If we put the DNA, which is having the characteristic double helical structure, the width of the DNA double helix come around 2 nanometer. So now the nanomaterials are those materials which have the any aspect, maybe length, breadth, or height in the nanometer range, that is from 1 to 100 nanometer range. So these will cover the study of those nanomaterials, means bacteria, starting from bacteria, virus, then DNA, and these are the naturally occurring nanomaterials, and there will be synthetic nanomaterials, or we can synthesize nanomaterials using the living sources. So there are different types of nanomaterials. So if we see the comparison, how small is nano, that is the comparison between the DNA double strand and the human. But why nano is so special? Why nano? Because nanomaterial means when they are in the nanomaterial range, that is they exhibit characteristic properties which are different from their bulk counterpart, and most of the times those properties are better and also tunable, and you can control those properties at your own desire. Okay, so this is one of the speciality, and the reason is I will not go to the detail. The reason is that at lower dimension, the properties are being governed by quantum physics, but in the macroscopic range, the properties are our properties are governed by classical physics. So due to this, actually we can tune the properties, the fluorescence property, the conducting behavior of the particle, material in the nanometer range. And the another effect, that is the surface to volume ratio. So if we make the things smaller and smaller, obviously the surface to volume ratio increases. And which part of the material is more active? Obviously the surface part. So when surface to volume ratio increases, obviously the activity of the material increases, and which actually make this nanomaterial very active material for catalysis, for sensing, and also for interaction with biomolecules, and all those applications are based on these two factors. These are two factors among many other factors. Okay. So now coming down to the history of this nanoscience and technology, how it has come to existence, how we are aware of it, and we have to mention the name of his fantastic Feynman, who is a renowned physicist of all time, and who gave an a lecture in the annual progress meeting of American Physical Society in 1959 with an title that there is a plenty of rooms at the bottom. Actually, he explained his visionary with this lecture that, and he challenged to the scientists present over there, then why can't we make such machines with the help of which we can write the whole Encyclopedia Britannica on the head of a pin? And yes, this is quite possible now, because not only the Encyclopedia Britannica, we can hold the whole universe in our pocket in a pen drive today. And actually, this challenge has taken up by many of the scientists at the time after his challenge, and the nanotechnology research were being carried out. So he is Norio Taniguchi, who is a Japanese nanotechnologist. Also, he worked in this direction, and he is known for his actually contribution to nanoscience, and he coined this term nanotechnology because he coined it as if you can synthesize material in the nanometer scale, and also if you develop technologies to image, to see the materials in the nanometer range, that also falls under this nanotechnology. Now, if we see the his evolution in nanotechnology, we could see that nanotechnology was present, many centuries before, but unknowingly. So this is the example, that is the famous Lycra scarf, a cup which is found in a British Museum, and which exhibit different colors. It exhibit green color in direct sunlight or in direct light, and it exhibits purple red when light transmits through it. So why these things? People that time unknowingly used gold and copper, gold and silver nanoparticles in different composition in this material. And also another example is these stained glasses which are found in the medieval churches, and they are also people used some silver, copper, gold, nanoparticles in different composition, so that means they transmit, or they transmit different wavelengths in different in the presence of different wavelengths, and we see different colors. But those things, how we come to know, that is after the discovery of the scanning tunneling microscope in 1981 by Rohrer and Binning. So scanning tunneling microscope is the microscope with the help of which we can image the thing at the atomic level. So after that, the evolution of nanotechnology instruments like AFM, SEM, transmission electron microscope has come out, with the help of which now we come to know the existence of this very interesting family of science, that is nanotechnology, and with the help of which in IBM, that is the researcher, that is the scientist could develop this first logo of IBM using the 36 xenon atoms on a nickel surface. With the help of STM, actually what they can do, they can break the chemical bonds as well as they can form the chemical bonds as per their wish. So this is the actually this is the first image of that this is the image of that IBM logo, and we can say from then words the modern era nanotechnology has started. Okay, after that I will be discussing those applications or those things, those inventions which have become innovations. Actually there are a lot of applications of nanotechnology, and a lot of research has been done, being carried out even. Okay, but we will be restricting our talk to the innovations of the nanotechnology. So first we have to mention about this carbon chemistry, that is it is in 1983 when this buckyball, fullerene buckyballs have been reported, were invented, which are actually another allotrope of carbon consisting of 60 or 70 carbon atoms, and which exhibit very interesting properties. And after that, in 1991, that is Izima is scientist who discovered these carbon nanotubes. Actually, these are the hollow cylindrical tubes which width in the nano diameter is in the nanometer range. Its length may be in the micrometer range, but in the nanometer range. And these CNTs exhibit very excellent properties. They are depending on the chirality index through which they are rolled up. Sometimes it shows super semiconducting behavior, sometimes it shows metallic conducting behavior, sometimes it shows insulating behavior. So in this way, the CNTs can be manipulated, their properties can be manipulated, they are stronger, they have high heat dissipation property, and even they shows the field emission property also. And after that, the multi-wall carbon nanotubes have been invented, where the carbon nanotubes were being, stacked over by van der Waals forces. And after that, the application, these are the, use of these CNT-based products were come to the market. That is, the Motorola is the first, the brand which have used this CNT-based flat panel display in their televisions. And these NanoShell is one of the company which have incorporated CNTs in their plastic materials to have more strength, tensile strength. And also in the lithium ion battery, actually conductive additive are added in the form of CNT, but CNT are yet to replace the lithium ion battery industry because large production or mass production of CNT is still a challenge. Because whenever you go for the mass production of CNT, defects arise, and any defect will lead to the change of property. So still means this is an issue. And then obviously the CNTs have been found application as coolant material in laptops, because not if you keep it not cooled, then the chips will go to temperature very high, and it will damage the laptops. And in healthcare, in biomedical applications, CNTs have been extensively researched, but not a existing product in market till now. The Seldon Water Technology is one of the company who have used this CNT based water filtration systems. So after that, the graphene age has come. In 2004, they are James and Novoselov who have actually invented this graphene sheet. This is one atomic thick layer graphene sheet just by the Scotch-tape method from the graphite powder, and through which they bagged the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2010. And after that, that is the era of graphene. So from 2008 say up to 2014. But after 2014, the graphene research or the graphene hype has been decreased little bit because of the same difficulties which are faced by CNT research also. That is, the mass production is a limitation in this case. So these are some of the products which are available in a market. That is, Nanane is one of the patented graphene product by MIT, which have been used in one of the Winter Olympics. Then HAD is one of the known tennis racket company which have also used graphene in the racket frame. And Daci is one of the bike company which have used this incorporated graphene in their bike frame. Jolo is one of the headphone company which have used this graphene ear diaphragm in the earphone to better sound quality. And Vinov is one of the shoe company which is a very branded sports shoe company which have also used graphene in their shoe products. Okay. Then coming to computer science, is there any role of nanotechnology in computer science? Yes, the computer size has been reduced from the size of a classroom to a pocket size. And it is because of the microchip development by Intel through the nanolithography. Then coming to another application, that is the nano sensors. In nowadays, you will find a sensor based on nanomaterials for each and every aspect of biological thing, like for diabetes, for glucose sensing, for even for COVID testing, and also for pregnancy kit. And all those things are technologies are available which actually rely upon some of the nanoparticles like gold, maybe quantum dot, or each and other things. Then another thing that is known as QLED. QLED is very hyped, and this is actually a brand name used by Samsung. That is one of the renowned company. But here they have not used a quantum dot light emitting diode. They are still using the organic light emitting diode, but they have used a quantum dot filter along with this OLED, so that you can watch the television in direct sunlight without any disruption. There is no any difference between it. Then coming back to food technology, it is TiO2 nanoparticles. There is a brand name also, there is a scientific indicator name. I think it is and something which in the form of which TiO2 nanoparticles have been used as an additive to the food material for better brightness, and also it has been used in cosmetics, in tablets, or the medicinal tablets like that. And nanotechnology in cosmetics. Recently, it has found a very broad application for better UV protection, deeper skin penetration, long-lasting effects, and also for finished quality. Okay, because these are some of the brands I could find out, that is L'Oreal, Bioderma, Garnier, who have used micellar nanotechnology basically for their cleansing creams. Okay, where these nano emulsions, oil in water emulsions have been used so that it will go to deeper penetration and clean the skin and rejuvenating it from inside. So if we see, talk about innovation and innovation in nanotechnology, the sky is the only limit. But some piece of the story is still missing. So in this journey, where the women are? So in my next few slides, I will be highlighting only 6 among the many more women nanotechnologies which are considered as the role model in nanotechnology. Okay, and the first one is Mildred Dresselhaus, and she is known as the queen of actually carbon science. Mildred Dresselhaus has dedicated more than 50 years to her work to this carbon science research. And she is a professor of physics and electrical engineering at MIT, and her work led to a fundamental understanding of the electronic structure of semi-metals, especially graphite, an avid supporter of women in science and engineering. And the next one is, she is Michael Simons, and she is from Australia actually, and she is in she is quantum computing. She is in quantum computing, and actually she hopes to bring this quantum computing, that is the computers built on the principle of quantum physics instead of classical physics, to the people. And this result could revolutionize the future from space exploration to medicine. And the third one is our very own Pratibha Gai, and she is of actually Indian origin, and she created the first atomic resolution environmental transmission electron microscope, and she is originally from India. She attended Cambridge University and became one of the first women from India to receive her PhD in physics from the Cavendish Laboratory. And today she holds a chair in electron microscopy and is co-director of the York Geol Nano Center at the University of York, where she and her colleagues built a microscope able to perceive chemical reactions at the atomic scale. And the next one is the Lo Hong Wee, and she is from Singapore, who plans to change the world through bio-inspired nanotechnology. She is an associate professor of engineering product development pillar at the Singapore University of Technology and Design. And prior to her appointment, he spent 2 years in Motorola semiconductor sector in Malaysia. And the next one is Hadia Nicole Green. She is my personal favorite, and she is from USA actually, and she is the pioneer of particular technology that uses laser activated nanoparticles to treat cancer. And she is also recent winner of $1.1 million to continue developing and refining the technology. And she has over 10 years of research experience in the application of nanotechnology. Next one is Nazanin Bashiri Gharb, and she is again from USA, and she manipulates smart materials in small dimensions. And she is an assistant professor at the George W. Utsav School of Mechanical Engineering at Georgia Tech. So, as my previous speakers have told that, and also we could know that the gender bias is there in science and technology in India, but with these examples, we could know that women can become what she wants to be. So only some support is required, and her confidence is the main thing that she has to gain throughout to sign in this world where a woman has to do double the struggle to achieve half of the achievement of a man's of a same cadre. So with this, I do conclude my talk. And this is my contact details. If the young persons who are attending this conference, if they are interested to pursue a career in nanoscience technology, if they are having any query, they can ask me in any of the forum. And with this, I do conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gogoi, for such a, what to say, wonderful deliverance and taking us from the basics to the applications of nanotechnology, followed by carbon chemistry, and then showing us that what all products we are using that also has a wonderful nanotechnology science behind it, and to present before us the woman, which to my surprise, I never thought that so much of women are there in the field of nanotechnology and doing so great work. Thank you so much. Now we have our last speaker on the line and the last session of today's program, Women in Innovation Can Shape the World, by Ms. Aparupa Thakuria. Ms. Aparupa Thakuria is a Department of Science and Technology Woman Scientist A. She has completed her master's in biotechnology from Gauhati University and worked as a senior research fellow in Indian Council of Agriculture Research and a trainee at the Defense Research Laboratory. She is currently pursuing her PhD from IIT Guwahati. So we all welcome you for your talk today on this platform, madam. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. But is my slides visible?
Ma'am, as of now, those are not visible. Ma'am, can you share your screen?
Yeah, just a bit moment. Actually, I'm not habituated with this Z Meet. We used to use this one, Outlook Meet. That's why. Just guide me, okay?
Yes, ma'am. There will be a share your screen button.
Yeah, I use that one. Yes, yes, I use that one.
So it will come. Ma'am, they will give you some options. Share your screen, then a window or the entire screen. Madam, open the window on which you have your slides.
Oh, okay.
Click on to the Microsoft presentation and then share your screen. So there will be popping up 2-3 windows. Which one you want to share?
Okay. So one pop-up is coming out like select window or screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Select a window.
Okay. So I am selecting the window then.
Then, ma'am, just click on your Microsoft presentation. Just open the window of that Microsoft presentation that you have on your taskbar.
Okay. Just for a minute. Actually, I have sent. That's why I have sent this my slides to. I think his name is Subhankar, right?
Have you sent your?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you help me?
Okay, ma'am. I'll share it from my end. If you are
thank
having any problem.
Okay.
You just tell me when to change the slides.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. So I have selected this theme for my presentation. Can you move to the second slide, please? Yeah. So while I'm speaking about innovative women, I should mention the Vedic age women who were more innovative than us because they are still ruling our world. These women, like ancient Indian innovative women from 11,250 BC to 10,900 BC, what they did, they have created that Rigvedic hymn. What we believe till now in this scientific stage also, we are believing those. We are like ruled by those Rigvedic hymns and all. So they are more innovative. They were ruling this world. So I have to take their names. They are like Dakshina Prajapati, Godha, Indrani, Lopamudra, Urvashi, etc. We might have heard their names, right? So yeah, can you change the slide, please? Yeah, so yeah, starting from Marie Curie to Britt Moser, they are shaping the world till now with their innovative works, with their innovative ideas. Their works, Marie Curie's works on, we are still working on that mode. But what to do? Means like they are doing their fantastic works with their innovative minds. So that is actually my theme. We should keep in a innovative ideas. So yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. So being a woman, we have lots of stereotypes, but we need to break all those stereotypes. So how innovation come to our mind? That is a question. Means like whenever we would be in a kitchen, because each and every time, apart from our rituals, we need to go for our kids, we need to go for the kitchen also. So how the innovative mind will rise, how the innovative mind will come? So that is a very big question. But that thing I would like to mention, if you have some societal responsibilities, if you are finding that, biodiversity depletion in and around, drastic climatic change in and around, there is environmental disaster, there is waste and its disposal, water security, then obviously in your mind innovative ideas will come out because you have lots of societal responsibilities. Biodiversity is depleting nowadays. The hills are less, the trees are less, nothing is there in and around. The water bodies, it's a dumping area nowadays. So there is a lake called Diporbild. One is a famous site of Ramsar site. So this is nearby IIT Guwahati. That's why I am saying to you, it's a dumping area right now. So we need to save those area. We need to monitor the water quality of those area, because birds are every day, birds are coming to their new migratory birds. Because like if they couldn't thrive, how could we thrive? So there must be a solution of uh, that part. So how couldn't you be an innovative? So while coming to the responsibilities, you must be innovative. So I'll just would like to mention about a movie, Mission Mangal. There, I have seen a woman, like she was cooking in the stove and she was making puri. And while she minimized the gas stove, then cooks up an idea like, she could apply that idea in her this one fuel jet also. With how could less fuel and how could less engine start could start the mission, or could start the satellite towards its orbital journey. So this type of themes, when it's come to our mind, this type of responsibilities, when it comes to our mind, obviously innovative ideas will definitely come to our mind, which will lead to innovative mind of ours, and will lead to new ideas, new definitions like discoveries and all. So in this regard, I would like to say you that, can you please change the slide? Yeah. So I'm facing some problems in entire Northeast. Heavy metal pollution. Also, that just I'm saying about the poor bill condition. It's very bad condition right now, and water insecurity problem among the rural areas, because but though lakes are there, though ponds are there, but they are like all are contaminated. So for people like rural people, they are village people, how could they afford such a huge type of such like a costly water filtration system? How could they afford them? So when these responsibilities come to our mind, we think that we should be aware of that problem, and taking the a small problem of those, we are like working for developing a biological filter for cleaning water which is contaminated with arsenic and fluorine. And that work is still in the lab stage condition now. Yet we are in a high hope that we could be delivered some very good things to people, some rural people whose monetary condition, economic conditions are very bad. And in between, I must say, COVID is affecting us very much, but still we are in a high hope. And this is just like I put a just view of my model, which I already created in my lab. That inside this one, that filter candle, which I prepared from some waste material, and with a like it's still in lab condition, but still this candle remove from 90% of highly contaminated arsenic contaminated water. And for fluorine also we are working, but we are getting some good results on arsenic contaminated removal of arsenic from the arsenic contaminated water, and works are still going on. And further, I would like to introduce you with my group, and my supervisor and my mentor. Will you please change the slide? Yeah. So my supervisor for PhD, because under this DST scheme, I enrolled for PhD. I was enrolled in 2018 July, and after that in 2019 in PhD scheme I have enrolled, and my professor sir is Professor Pranav Goswami, under who is sitting. And on the right hand side, this is my mentor from Women Scientist Scheme, and all of us are jointly working on that area to develop the biological filtration unit to remediate arsenic and fluoride from water, and to give a cheap, low cost product to rural community. For that we are working. So this much only from my side for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the interesting insight on women in innovation can shape the world.
Thank you.
Your insights will be a really great help for us now and for the coming days as well. So, Shubhankar, have we resolved the issue of the video?
We are still having this audio problem. So
Okay, we should drop the
just
mic.
give me 10 seconds. I'll try once again.
Okay.
If
So
not,
meanwhile,
then
you try, and before I invite Deepa Muni to offer the vote of thanks, I would like to thank you very much for providing me everything on the platter for today's program, and making me look like a good host. Thank you so much, Shubhankar.
I think there is the same problem with this audio. This audio is not being played for some reason. We can get the video, but the audio part is not being presented. So I think we can just move on to the vote of thanks.
Okay. So
Can I interrupt in between? Some
yes,
people is raising his hand. Can I ask, means like, is there any discussion session, or like, I
okay,
couldn't
okay.
guess.
Like
Mrinal,
yes, that is open to anyone. If anyone's interested, they can just.
Mrinal Bishaya, he is raising his hand.
Anybody to have for any the session is open now for interaction and the question answer session. We'd like to invite anybody who has any questions from any of the speakers today. Yes, Mr. Vishaya, do you have any question?
Oh, I think he forgot to unraise his hand.
Okay. Anyway, so we will move on to the vote of thanks now, and I invite my colleague Deepamani Vaishya, Project Scientist, Science and Technology Division, Assam Science Technology and Environment Council, to kindly present the vote of thanks for today's program.
Thank you, Tanvi. She has already introduced me. I'm Deepamani Vaishya, and good afternoon to everyone who has joined us here today for this program. And I'm really honored that I have been given the opportunity to offer the vote of thanks for today's special program, owing to the fact that we have this theme of women in science and technology and science and technology for women for this month in the Vigyan Utsav as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Now moving on to the vote of thanks. First of all, first and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Devapriya Datta, advisor, head SSTP DST Government of India, and Dr. Rashmi Sharma, scientist F DST Government of India, for guiding us through the entire program. Then I would like to thank all our esteemed invited speakers. We have Dr. Jayanti Chutia ma'am, former director, IISST Guwahati. Then I would like to thank Dr. Kalyani Medhi, senior scientist, Women Technology Park, Nice, Jorhat. Then we had Mrs. Atri Borua Thekedat, founder and director, Webcom India. Then Dr. Madhulekha Gogoi, DST Women Scientist A, and Miss Aparupa Thakuria, DST Women Scientist A. I would like to thank all of you for sharing all your knowledge and giving us very enlightening and informative presentations and talks today here. Thank you. Then for organizing this entire, we have been organizing this almost for a month, a few months now. So thanks to all the science technology councils of the entire country for making this happen. Then I would like to also thank the conducting state, Tamil Nadu, for this month of the Vigyan Utsav. Then for moving on to our STEC, first and foremost, our director, ma'am, Srimati Kimni Chamson, for guiding us and motivating and boosting our confidence each and every time for every event that we have here. Then I would also like to thank our head, Science and Technology Division, Dr. Jaideep Borua sir, for being there for us every time. Then I would also like to offer my thanks to ER Biman Borua sir for giving me this opportunity of offering the vote of thanks today in the program. And then I would also like to thank all the coordinators of Aryabhatta Science Center and the students who are here with us for participating in the program, then all the science mass facilitators that we have. And I would also like to thank Shubhankar Narayan Chaudhary and Tanvi Hussain for carrying out this program today really smoothly and nicely. Then all my colleagues of STEC, all my co-workers, my seniors, everybody, thanks to all of you. And finally, a thank you to all others who have been associated with this program and whom I couldn't mention individually. Thank you, all of you. Thank you all who have been here with us in this program. Thank you for making this program a success. We hope to see all of you again. And with this, I would like to end the vote of thanks for today. And thank you.
Thank you, Deepamani.
Thank you.
It was a nice vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think today's program was the most interesting one.
Yes, madam. It was a very good session today.
Did you enjoy today's webinar?
Yes. All these speeches were so very interesting.
Yeah. All the speakers, I really enjoyed listening to all the speakers. Really very good. I'm very proud to be a woman. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.